What is up, chosen ones that is fearfully made? I'm back with another quick message. Today, I just want to tell somebody to never give up, okay? Never, ever give up. And I'm also going to share some really, really personal things about myself in hopes to encourage you to keep going, okay? When God called me to do this ministry in 2019, I didn't start the ministry until a year later because I was battling a lot of insecurities. And that wasn't even half of what I was about to have to endure. On the left side was me towards the beginning of my ministry. I was a lot heavier. I was suffering from heart problems. I, in obedience to God, still did my ministry while I was in the middle of losing weight. I was on a weight loss journey. So, in obedience to God, I pushed through my insecurities, went on a weight loss journey, started taking better care of myself. I had people trashing me in the beginning of my ministry, telling me I was too fat, talking about the spirit of gluttony, just really coming for me so hard. And I was so insecure, but I pushed through my insecurities and I kept going. I have another story for you. Now, take a look at all of the thumbnails of each video and where I was sitting. I was sitting in my car. Also, I was pushing through all of my prophetic videos while sleeping in my car. I was homeless. I had no money for a place to live. My mom had to drive down to Texas, where I was living at the time, to come pick up my kids to take care of my kids for me because I didn't have any money. I was running from being gang stalked. I had just at that time my ex-boyfriend had beat me up so bad in the middle of me doing my ministry. I was doing a Facebook or I was doing a YouTube live video, and he was screaming in the background at somebody while he was drunk. And so in the middle of the live video, I went to go ask him to calm down, and we got into this big argument and he beat me up really bad. So I ended up getting a restraining order on him. I took my kids down to Texas where we were living for a couple months, and our stay at the shelter was up. And so I had nowhere to take my kids. And this is all while I'm pushing out messages. And I didn't feel safe. I didn't want to be in Minnesota. And so I ended up sending my kids to my mother. My mother drove down to Texas to come pick my kids up. And I told her I'm going to stay down in Texas while I try to save money to get a new place. So that was a video of me riding around Texas, door dashing, trying to save money to get an apartment so that I can get my kids back. At the time, I was a stay at home mom. I didn't really have any money. My ex boyfriend was the breadwinner, but I wasn't going to deal with getting physically attacked by a man. And so I left. And it's a whole story behind that, but I'm not going to go into detail about it. But the moral of the story was, even though I had lost everything, I had lost my kids, I had lost my relationship, I had lost my money, I was broke, I was sleeping in my car. It was a struggle bus. But I kept pushing out these messages every single day anyway. I'm spiritually gifted. Yes, I can hear God, but that does not stop life from happening to you. That doesn't stop you from struggling. That doesn't stop you from being in an abusive relationship. That doesn't stop you from being homeless, you know, unless you, I don't know. I guess in that season, I wasn't being as obedient as well. I was like picking and choosing who I wanted to be with. And, so I kind of went through a lot. But at the time, I also wasn't, I don't think I was as ready as I am now. Anyways, long story short, though I was in an abusive relationship, though I was running or I fled to Texas with my kids, though I lost my children to my family and slept in my car, I was going through so much. I was going through so much. I still never gave up on pushing these messages out. I have another story for you guys. Um, there is a video that I have. You see the video that has the little lock under it where it says 30 views? There was a night, it says a year ago, which is funny because this was actually 2 years ago that this happened. But I was going to commit suicide one night. It was one night where I was just so down bad spiritually because I was fighting so much witchcraft, and there was a YouTuber that kept doing witchcraft on me. And I was like fighting so much spiritual warfare with this YouTuber. And like she wanted me to quit my channel. And so she kept shoving demons in my head, kept, doing witchcraft on my children, kept slandering me in a private group chat. Like this YouTuber was trying to make me commit suicide. And I have a hidden video on my channel of the night that I was literally like, I was about, honey, I was this close. I almost ended my whole life. Almost ended my whole life because I was so tired of her doing witchcraft on me. But the only the only reason why I kept going is because God just kept telling me don't give up. He just kept saying don't give up. Keep pushing through. Keep fighting. Don't let what she's doing to you stop you. And so the next day, even after I almost ended my own life because I was fighting a lot of witchcraft, I ended up pushing out another message for you guys to encourage you guys in the Lord. So had I ended my life and gave up that night, I would not be here right now pushing out content for you guys. I would not be here to encourage you guys to keep going and to never give up, right? I have the video on lock on my YouTube channel because I had to record it. Like that was the night that I was really going to end my life. I had to get that on video because I plan on airing that video in the future, just not right now. But that was probably one of the most darkest times of my life. I was done, honey. I was so done. All of that stuff is going to come out on social media very soon. And so when it does, I'll air that video so that you guys can witness me, like, just kind of explaining some of the stuff that I was going through spiritually. But the moral of that story is I never gave up. Okay. I've had times where I was broke, homeless. I lost my kids to my family. I had times I have my kids back obviously now because I ended up going back home to Minnesota and getting my kids and starting my life over. Um I had times where, I didn't want to even show my face on social media because people slandered me and called me fat and ugly every day. But I still kept going. I had times where, I was just suicidal. And because when you're a content creator, you're putting yourself out there in front of witches and warlocks who attack you, especially if you're a chosen one and especially if you work for God. And I had people trying to stop me. I had, family members, friends, coworkers slandering me in private group chats, doing psychic readings on me, on my personal life each and every day. And I had to fight through all of that. And I still fight through all of that each and every day. And so I just want to encourage you by saying if I can go through being broke, homeless, ridiculed, suicidal, fighting demons every day, all that stuff that I've gone through, then you can continue to keep going too. Okay? If I'm still here and I never gave up, I know you can keep going too. If I'm still pushing to get these messages out to encourage you, you can get up and get yourself together, take a shower, brush your hair, put on a nice clean outfit, and keep pushing. Okay? Sometimes all it takes is a nice shower with something good to eat. I hope this message helps for anyone who feels like they want to give up. Keep going. Okay? Never give up. I'll talk to you soon. Y'all will in peace.